Howdy y'all, I'm George from Houston, Texas. SSL have released version 1.6.12 of the 360 software, which now makes working with Studio One a lot easier. The issue that we've had in Studio One is that the when you click the tracks in Studio One, the UF8 would not follow, and when you manage the tracks on the UF8, Studio One would not follow. You actually had a bank. But with the new update, SSL have made this possible, and I want to show you how it was made possible. A couple of things that you have to think through prior to making this work, because a lot of people get all excited and download the update and don't pay attention to the instructions. I'm telling you this from experience because I did it. So the first thing you have to do is go to your SSL 360 software, which is here, and then there's going to be a message here for updating your software. So do that, and then once you've downloaded the new update, make sure you run that and you install it. All right, but make sure that you update the firmware on your unit. So for example, I have the UF8 and the UC1, so that's very important. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you download the SSL Download Manager. This is key because this is going to update your plugins, because your plugins need to be updated in order for this new feature to work with Studio One. So all you have to do is go to SSL 360 and it's going to tell you what you need to update, and you update it, and that's it. Once you update it here, everything's done. You don't have to do anything else. So first things first, update to version 1.6. Then update the firmware, then go and download the download manager for SSL, and you should be good to go. So now let me demonstrate. Okay, so I have Studio One and I've added 32 tracks, and I've colored them red, yellow, purple, green, whatever. But in order for this to work, you have to ensure that you have the SSL plugin instantiated on each of the tracks. Now, you can do the SSL Native Channel, or you can do the 4K plugin. One thing that people are worried about is that if you add a plugin on every track that you have, that it's going to slow down your computer, or the CPU is going to work a little harder. Well, I'm on a Mac here, and you could see that right now I only have 8% CPU usage, and the only reason why I have 8% is because I added these Sound Toys plugins right here. So this is for a reason. I'm going to demonstrate a new feature that was added with the version 1.6. Now I'm not going to go through every feature, and I'm not going to be very detailed. This video is just about showing you a few things that I find very useful. All right, so let's go to our 360 software. We've downloaded the version 1.6 update, and then we've updated the firmware on our units. We've downloaded the download manager and updated our plugins. Now we're back on the plugin mixer. So what you have to do here, you go to the home here, and the DAW, this is called the DAW and transport setup or control setup. You go to DAW configuration, and make sure that DAW 3 or DAW 2, you can use either one, has your DAW. And I think this works for Nuendo, and I forgot what other DAW he said that it worked for. So make sure you have on DAW 3 or DAW 2 Studio One. All right, that's very important. And then you go to your plugin mixer and make sure that here at the bottom, this is also new, you are on the DAW mode and not on the plugin mode, unless you want to be in it. But I'm just trying to show you how this works in Studio One. So make sure you're on DAW mode. On the UF8, if you click the where is it at? Oh, sorry, no. If you click the plugin button here, it changes this for you, so you don't have to like reach over and click here. God forbid you have to reach over and click. All right. That's one thing. So now that you have it on layer 3, and make sure that this button here, the layers, it's on layer 3. Otherwise, if you're on layer 1, that's back to the MCU. Now on layer 3, you're gonna notice that the colors were transferred to the UF8. So my first 8 tracks are red. My second 8 tracks or second bank is green, purple, and green, right? So if you go back to Studio One, you could see that this matches. Now I'm gonna click on track 17. Notice that I'm on track 1 here, right? I think I'm on track 1. Let's see. Okay, track 1. See how that changed? And all the buttons changed to that track color as well. All right. So now I'm gonna go to track 13, and bam, right there. Look, 22, right there. Track 3, right there. 31, right there. So you don't have to do anything else. All right. Now I'm gonna do it on the control itself, and then you can look in Studio One. So if I go to this track, that's within the same bank, but I'm gonna go to a different bank here, and I'm gonna do that, and you know that changes there too. So even if I just touch the fader like this on wherever I'm at, I don't even have to look at Studio One. Studio One follows, and the UF8 follows. This is pretty amazing. Now I do like the colors. I see, like, I really like this green. I know that when you touch it, it gets a little darker, so that's all right. When I do that, it gets darker, and when I do that, it gets darker. Okay, I wish they were just a little bit darker, but you can adjust that in the SSL plugin mixer. If you go to where do you go? I forgot. Color. It's somewhere here. Okay, here, controller settings, control surfaces, brightness. Like, that's dark. I mean, that looks really good already. That's dim. That's nice. That's half bright, and that's full. And I don't know that you could see it with this iPhone camera, but I could see everything from where I'm at. That's one issue that I had with the fader ports from Personas. The screens were just terrible. I couldn't read the scribbles and stuff like that, but that was it. Everything else was amazing, but I just needed these screens. And as you can see now, you have pan. Okay, but if you have Sense, which I added some Sense in Studio One, you could see that now we have a Sense section here in the SSL 360 software, and you can just hit here and notice that the Sense change here, and then you could manage them from here. So if I'm on that track, for example, see, Send 1, then I just click Send 2. All right, and then you will have Send 3, Send 4. But if you want to go back to the pan, you just hit that Send plugin button. All right, so that's pretty neat. And there's a few other features, but the main thing for me is the track follow and the colors. All right, and then the 360 is also quite flexible. Now you can you know, expand, contract, or whatever, you know, to whatever liking you want. So you can customize it how you really want it. So like if you don't want to see this stuff here, you know, you could just do that. But the other thing now that the plugins have, the native channel strip and the 4K, is that it has auto makeup, and you can see it here. So, but that only works for the compressor, which is okay. But if you go back into the plugin itself, you can also make sure it's showing here. So you click this little deal here, which is called, it's not coming up, but you click it there, and then you have you know what, the makeup, the auto makeup on. Again, this only works for the compressor section, and I believe maybe only compressor. All right, so some people are gonna say, well, why doesn't it work with the EQ? Originally, EQs do not work that way anyways, but you know, that's amazing. And then some other stuff there, which I really haven't spent a lot of time on the other features, because really this just rocks for me, man. Now because I was using the fader port 1, I don't know if you could see it, and for the single track follow, and then I would just bank over. But now I have this, but if I get rid of my fader port 1, I won't have the nice transport button, so therefore I need the UF1. All right, so once I get the UF1, I'll get rid of the fader port, which I love. I may keep it just when I'm doing mobile stuff, but the UF1's got the meters and everything, man. It's just totally worth it. All right, that's the video. Let me see, what else can I think of? SSL. Let me go to their website. Maybe I could see some other stuff. Let's see, enhanced DAW. Oh yeah. So the other thing is that I love is, I mean, you just touch it and it selects the track that you're working on. Track colors, you know, they match Studio One. Collapsible sections, scalable GUI between different zoom modes. Okay, let's go to that. Where are you? Right there. So you have the overview. So if everything is expand it, you can almost see everything. If you get all this here, your dynamics, your filters, your EQ, you catch almost everything. You don't really need the sense there, but look, that's depending on the screen size that you have. That works. Let's see. Control AB, high quality mode, and undo redo from the plugin mixer. That's self-explanatory. This is like if you want to try two different settings. So you have A and B. The DAW sense, the fader, and pan controllable from the UC8 set to plugin mixer layer. Let's see what else. MIDI CC, which I really haven't taken a dive in yet. I probably will. Control your virtual instruments, map, rename color, your CCs, controls, ability to color soft keys, so you can do that. That's another thing where you can update the colors on your soft keys. Let's see, you can adjust the brightness, scalable GUI. Now the 4K and channel strips, advanced settings, width mode, full low or high with settable frequency, compressor, auto makeup, that's what I talked about, and analog VCA fader modeling on and off. Delay and SSL 12 talkback coming in to prevent, okay, I don't know, fixed. Well, there's a few things and some known issues, but those are the main things. All right, so make sure you update your 360 version, you update the firmware, then you download the download manager so you can update the plugins, and everything should work just fine. All right, thank you. Let me know if you have any questions.